made us living quarantine life quite some time now. Pretty going crazy. Guards never look immaculate. Honeydew around the house trying to stay. But I got to tell you, man, I'm missing hanging out with all you guys. I haven't been able to go and shake anybody's hand. The last time I pulled on almost all nighter, we had a lot of fun drinking. It seems so long ago,
Oh
though.
yeah.
It was a lifetime ago. But big announcement right off the bat. We all have gathered together here because we're going to be bringing you guys a new show once everything clears up here with the COVID-19 fiasco. Having a new show Fridays. And we're not going to release the name just yet. Already come logo and that good stuff. But we'll go ahead and probably release that next week. Got to tease you guys. We got to give you but without further ado, I'd like to go around here. That way everybody gets it themselves. That way the view part of this new. We'll start with the new guy, Orlando. Why don't you go ahead and let people know who you are and where you come from?
Hey, how's it going, guys? So yeah, I know my name's Orlando Torres. Was able to link up with Joe last year working some UTSA games over at the Alamo Dome. Able to keep our connection going, even when the Roadrunner season had finished. Kept talking Spurs, sports in general, a little bit of Cowboys, and tweet every so often. And luckily, I was able to be a part of this project going forward. And I'm here to produce content, and very happy to get in contact with everybody who's going to be following us.
And Orlando's specialty here is he's actually uh, one of the guys here in San Antonio combat sports extensively. That's what he really worked. So we'll be able to bring you some of that local flavor here, national as well. But what's happening here in the backyard as far as boxing guy, man, and he'll be able to help us bring that local sports content to you guys, the viewers. Glad to have Orlando part of the team. You know?
Yeah, no, appreciate it. Can't wait to start doing that stuff for these guys.
Oh, and also, I want to go ahead and make our good friend, who is also the and
Mhm.
actually show moving forward is hey hint all this loves him so San Antonio, Puro San Antonio, and he
Mhm.
likes likes NFL. He likes just about anything out there, but those are his go-tos as far as what I know about Rudy. That he's a big lover of NFL and baseball. Without further ado, let the people know, from you and what you do.
Yeah, I mean those two for sure. NFL, MLB. My biggest passion out of the major sports is NBA. So you can't forget that one as well. But I sweep the league. We've been going strong for man almost 2 years now. Myself, my co-host Gio as well. I'm one of probably I would say I'm one of the OGs, right? Probably as far as two shots go, because I was back in the beginning when you were starting out. So it's good to be back. I'm gonna be having some fun talking NFL and MLB, NBA, beer, whatever we want to talk about.
Can't forget
Definitely,
the
we'll talk
beer.
on the show. Yeah.
Beer.
So and definitely maybe we'll talk some Burger Boy because I've actually got a lot of knowledge on that too. So since I've tried just about everything on the menu.
Michael DeLeon's I'm saying I'm clean shaven. I got a baby face right now. Well, I had to shave. That I look dirty, dude.
Uh, I'm going with the quarantine look. I'm going with the quarantine look.
I had to
Give it
go ahead
going.
and shave, man. Life was already.
Now I needed to go the quarantine look, man. I've had visions of being, the Wolf Man when this is over. So I'm hoping I get to that point.
Hey, man, Orlando is going to be. I don't know what kind of shape, right?
Oh yeah, nah, it got to the point where I had to start putting rubbing alcohol on my face because it would just itch so bad. So
Oh wow.
I didn't have the money to buy proper beard oil. You know how I can't go
Oh,
out there.
you got Tres
Yeah.
Flores. I know you do. Just put that on there, bro.
Even that's sold out with the TP at the stores right now.
Oh, oh, Tim Rodriguez. Ass. Tell me about it, bro. I mean, tired of living. You know, I mean, proximity kind of needs time away, you know. But another part of the team here, Art, Board Ops of the 7-6. You might have seen him on Sports Grind and all. So, glad to have part of the team. About you, John.
Thanks for that intro there, Joe. Of course, that is where I got my start down here in San Antonio. Was spending a year and some change rocking the airwaves on Ticket 760, helping produce some of their shows over there. But I've also been on with you a lot for the Spurs takeover. After when we had an actual NBA season going on, and a couple times there with you on the Two Shots podcast here too. So really excited for what we've got coming forward. NFL is really my sport. That's my favorite of everything. Diehard Browns fan. In this quarantine, I haven't played this many video games since college, and I just won the Super Bowl, guys. And I'm not talking about like no toilet paper needed. The Browns won the Super Bowl. So
What happens when you put it on rookie?
hey, I am an all pro. All pro. I'm not all Madden, but I'm all pro. And then, of course, diving into the NBA. I've been having to get my fix there too, relying on 2K just to have some excitement. And the Spurs season isn't going as well as I hoped that it would. I picked up the season as soon as the quarantine ended. But just trying to stay with it all. And baseball season, this is a time of the year. It feels like baseball season outside, and when everybody's ready to get it underway, and we're all stuck here. Joe, I will gladly entertain your family. I've been locked in isolation this whole time. So if you want to send your family on over here, man, I'll take care of everybody.
Yeah, Tim Rodriguez says it's some audio. We have a new system. Got a brand new audio mixer. I've spent a lot of time behind trying to iron out all the little file this. I got to see what it sounds like. Try to listen to. Why you saw me. I don't know what. Got a little fly here. That's what happens when you grass. You start flies and stuff. Before I started the stream, I had to kill 2 bees, man. I don't want to get stung on live stream. That would have been fun.
That would have driven the ratings up.
Yeah, there you go.
Would have heard me scream like a girl. But we're all excited about. We're going to be talking about a lot of local sports here. Is what our focus is going to be. Talking about all the local sports scene that we have here in our own backyard, and of course, from occasion, we're going to also be covering, the national sports scene as well. Hot stuff, things that are going on right now, and the sporting world itself when things start to, and that has yet to be seen. I don't think everything's going to start getting back to normal for at least a little while longer. So y'all just got to hang in there and enjoy the life for a little. But let's go ahead and. Got to talk about draft. Go ahead and pitch this.
Yeah, last year with Gio and myself at Sweep the League, we did a live podcast draft coverage of the first round, and we're actually looking to do that again. It was a huge success last year. We had a lot of interaction with fans. Gio gave some awesome, stats and notes on all the players. He does a lot of good research on everybody. So I expect nothing less than the same thing this season. We will be doing it again. April 23rd is the first round. We will cover the first round. We're actually possibly going to cover the second round as well, since it's a Friday night, and I think we'll still be in quarantine. So neither one of us will be going out on a Friday night. So I think we're going to try to cover the second round too. But definitely the first round. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's 4 hours of mayhem and madness and chaos, and it's a great time. So obviously, you want to join us on April 23rd. I believe it's going to start about 6 is what time we're going to start it at. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Same thing as last year. We have a little bit different setup for the show as well this time. I am actually going to probably try to bring in a few other guys who run podcasts around the country. Uh, some of these guys cover specific NFL teams, so when their team's drafting, we're going to try to get some of these guys on. But we're looking forward to it. We really, really are this season.
Make sure you guys show Rudy support, and when he's got his live stream on over there at Sweep the League. If you haven't followed Rudy, make sure you give him a follow, and also tune in. Make sure you give him some comments and you interact with him as the live streams. Just don't retweet it or like it, but it means more when you engage, ask questions, let him know you're watching. You like the show, don't like it, here for it all, man. Here and leave up, which you normally do. How about that? At Sweep the Good stuff, man.
All right.
Definitely check that out. So
Appreciate it.
on another start talking a little bit more about sports that's not happening. Didn't we have something to mention about what his Hall of Fame not?
Yeah. If anybody missed the news, which I don't know how you really could do that, if you are watching local news channels or just locked into social media, Tim Duncan has been the trend for the last couple days as it was coming down to the confirmation that of what we all knew was coming down, that Tim Duncan was going to go to the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Of course, his two of his big classmates. One is Kevin Garnett, and of course the late great Kobe Bryant. And it just brings back a whole lot of nostalgia, right? On top of the NBA past and everything, playing all these old games. I think tonight is maybe 2005. The title in 2005. That they'll be playing. I know they just got done with Game 6 of I think 2003. But if you haven't gotten to catch up on just reliving the glory days of San Antonio basketball, since we're feeling rather far from it as the season is kind of on hiatus. Yeah, it's really cool to just sort of see everybody coming out and speaking out, former assistant coaches, former Spurs that even just stopped by for a cup of coffee, given the fundamental as nod.
Yeah, and a lot of people were talking about Tim Duncan getting the Hall of Fame nod, especially on Twitter, and some people were on the fence saying that he didn't deserve to be a Famer. Now, what are you guys talking about? He has the accolades with not only stats that at the hardware, he the five time. I mean, what don't you talk about and why he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame was beyond me. I think it's just people looking for some clout or clout chasers, trying to get attention of some kind, but they need to look elsewhere because I'm not getting that. That's just idiotic. Yes,
Who?
at you class as Kobe Bryant, as Kevin Garnett, and he might get overshadowed. What happened in the season, but beyond that, I mean, he has every right to. So I just didn't understand where all that was coming from,
Yeah, but who was saying he didn't deserve to be a Hall of Famer?
You had some Twitter trolls, bro. You had some Twitter trolls that were coming for Spurs fans hard, dude.
I mean, Tim Duncan was a Hall of Famer when he was at Wake Forest. I mean, it didn't matter if he played for the Spurs, the Celtics, or even the Jazz. It didn't matter. The guy was a Hall of Fame player in college. So, I mean, for people to say that is, I mean, I'm just gonna say it's stupid. It really is. There's no way Tim Duncan is not a Hall of Famer. There's no way, coming to the NBA, he was not going to be a Hall of Famer. So if it's just for clout, then those people just need to delete Twitter and just go lock themselves in a closet. They don't deserve to even talk sports.
Yeah, they've been put on timeout by Rudy, so there you go. And that's all it was.
If
I
can
think it
do
was
more,
just
I
clout.
would.
They were just clout chasing. They want to get a rise out of people. They want people to engage with them. They want to go back and forth and say why they believe strongly about this. And I mean, that argument is just, to me, it's just asinine. You know.
It's
So
garbage.
yeah, it is garbage. You got anything to add to that, Orlando?
About, I mean, it's shocking that people would agree that he shouldn't go into the Hall of Fame. Other than that, I mean, all his accolades and his career speaks for itself. Definitely first ballot Hall of Fame. Glad he got in, but I wouldn't pay no mind to those Twitter trolls.
Yeah, that's
This
why I
is
didn't
actually
engage
a
with them.
damn good class. If people really stopped and realized as NBA fans, I mean, not only do you have Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett going, you have two of the best coaches to ever coach basketball
True that.
going in, Rudy Tomjanovich and Eddie Sutton. You have one of the most decorated WNBA and female players in Tamika Catchings. I mean, this is a stellar class going in. So, I mean, everyone's deserving of it this time.
Yeah,
I
there
think
was.
one of the
They
big
didn't make
things
any
that
mistakes. They didn't make any mistakes in this
No.
Hall of Fame class.
I think one of the biggest disagreements that you see on Twitter at this point is just, okay, who's the greatest of the class, right? And then whenever you bring up GOAT conversations, you're always going to get your current player slurpers, LeBron, where you can't bring up the word GOAT for anybody else, even if you're specifically talking about the best of this class. They'll come in and they'll be like, oh, well, he's no LeBron, he's no KD. I mean, I don't think KD and LeBron are quite on their levels yet, although I'm not going to sit here and say that those guys aren't going to be surefire Hall of Famers themselves, because they are when their time comes. But that's been a lot of the action that I've seen going back and forth on Twitter. It's just, okay, well, Tim Duncan couldn't carry Shaq's jockstrap, and it's like, bro, come on now, right? That's a lot of the back and forth that I saw. Not so much that that he wasn't deserving, but anytime you start talking about ranking players and quality of players all time, just like I'm sure Rudy and Orlando and Joe, you too, like saw it when the NFL released their all-decade team. It's all personal opinion. You have a panel of writers and a panel of voters that have the opportunity to vote for this, and you're not going to agree across the board. You're just not going to. And everybody has their reasons why certain people should be at a certain level. But yeah, for anybody to say that Tim Duncan doesn't deserve it, they can they take Rudy's advice and just deactivate Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So on another note here, the last topic that we're going to bring for this quick show, this kind of just a preview to tease what we got coming up. Jonas actually wanted to talk about something, but before I get to that, I want to take a moment of silence here so we can go ahead and pour some out for the San Antonio Rampage. I mean, our boy here, Rudy, was a big fan of the San Antonio Rampage. Unfortunately, because of the coronavirus thing that broke out here, it shortened the season, and the Rampage really didn't get a proper send-off, So it's unfortunate, but we will miss them. So sorry, Rudy.
It's all right. Honestly, the last game, I think it was the second to last game I went to, I got to spend some time with Jonas there. So that was a good thing. We both got blessed by the Rampage to go to the game. So that was
T-Bone.
fun. I mean,
You got
yeah,
your buddy
too.
T-Bone.
Got to hanging out with
And
T-Bone that night.
and losing the Rampage really hurts, because I mean, not only are you losing another sports team in San Antonio, but that is the AHL affiliate for your defending Stanley Cup champions, right? Like it's not like it was just some scrub of a team in here, that we were affiliated with, not doing any action, but you're coming off of a cup win. And for this news, and obviously I think that it's just Spurs Sports and Entertainment selling high, right? Because of who they are. and then who the farm team is for. It's obviously I think they're going on to be affiliated with the Golden Knights though, when they
Yeah.
do officially move. So they're going to do a little bit of reconfiguration as far as affiliations. But this is 2 teams in a row now that leave San Antonio without a proper send off as well. The Commanders' season gets cut short because
Oh
paychecks
no.
can't happen. You know I'm going to represent my Commanders.
Why do
here.
you got to bring up old stuff for, man? That's gonna make me sad
I'm-
again.
I'm just saying that this is another one of those. That's why it cuts deep. This is 2 years in a row that the city of San Antonio loses a sports team, and it just happens to be also a very abrupt ending to their time in the city.
Yeah, we got our friend Carl Schoening tuning in here. What's up, Carl? He says, "Oh man, I really wanted to hit one more SA Rampage game and he put it off." And I'm with you on that one. I was looking forward to one more or a couple more games because I wanted to go to one. Take the fellas with me as well, so we could go ahead and send the Rampage off in proper style. Maybe do it on Dollar Beer Night. Might have to call an Uber. I might not remember what happened, but that's a good thing. So,
But you were there. You were there,
I was
and
there.
that's all that matters.
I was there. But
But we're not.
you're talking about the Commanders, and I know Rudy had been following the XFL as I had as well, and he's a big fan of the Roughnecks out there in Houston.
Oh,
What happened?
I was the official fan of the Dallas team, not the Houston team.
Renegades?
The Renegades. I'm
Now,
sorry.
when I say Dallas, I am not a Dallas Cowboy fan. Like I said, I'm only a Cowboy fan by marriage, and I just supported the Dallas Renegades. The Houston Roughnecks, I like their quarterback PJ Tucker, but I was not a supporter of the Roughnecks.
Oh,
Let's not kill
quarterback
me on
for the
that.
Carolina Panthers.
That what?
Now quarterback for the Carolina
Yeah.
Panthers.
there you go.
And a legitimate shot at being a starter.
A real, because they shipped Kyle Allen out too. So they've got
Yep.
Ridgewater over there and PJ Tucker.
Will Greer. Will Greer is the other one.
I could see Will Greer getting bumped down to 3rd string just because you have the opportunity to run a similar offense with your 1st string and your 2nd string if PJ Tucker is elevated to that level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah.
on the note that you guys are bringing up XFL, may I remind the entire world at this moment that the AAF lasted 2 weeks longer in their inaugural season than the XFL did. I understand that the XFL will be back next year, but I just had to say that the AAF lasted 2 weeks longer. Thank you very much.
If you need some cards, Rudy does have some Commander cards still available for purchase, Jonas.
I still think I have some. I need to see where they're at, but I do have some cards.
The only ones that I'm really looking for, because I have every quarterback in the AAF except for Woodside and Marquise Williams. So if you happen to have those guys, I can trade you like one of my 3 Trent Richardsons.
Or you can bring Rudy some beer, some Burger Boy, and he'll do the trade for you real quick.
That's worth more than the paper they print the cards on. So.
Well, there you go. You have that. But in conclusion here, we're going to go ahead and get to our last topic of discussion for the day. And that is, Jonas wanted to go ahead and mention the San Antonio Missions were to kick off their season against the Oklahoma Dodgers. That was supposed to kick off tomorrow night, right, Jonas?
It was, Joe, and it's just another one of those really major disappointments about this whole quarantine world that we're living in right now. Is you've got basketball season on hiatus. Football is kind of rolling forward. They're going to be using their Microsoft meetings or whatever to conduct the NFL draft. But even players can't work out. But baseball season, again, we talked about it coming right into the show today. It's 91 degrees outside. The sun's shining. It's beautiful. Of course, I think there's supposed to be some rain in the forecast.
And
but
submissions
that's not-
games were supposed to kick off with some dollar beer night. We're going to do some day drinking, Jonas.
I mean, we can do day drinking, but it's not like we're going to have anything to watch. You know, we all have to maintain our social distancing of 6 feet there, Joe. So I don't know how that's all going to happen, but
I can toss the beers to your balcony from my car.
okay. But it's one of those things that's just a real disappointment, you know. there's not a whole lot to do. I feel like I can't speak for everybody else. I'm just really getting that cabin fever, and I got baseball fever, and it needs taken care of. And unfortunately, baseball season in San Antonio isn't getting started yet. Just another hit to our local economy here too. Anybody selling peanuts and jerseys out there at the ballpark, and local writers that would cover it and stuff like that. It's just one of those things that sucks,
Yeah.
being locked down.
Yeah, Orlando had wanted to reiterate here and tell us something about UFC. What were you telling us before we got on air?
So as of now, UFC 249 is supposed to go down as planned. Uh, is gotten a bit of grief lately because it was supposed to originally be held, to shorten it up. It was supposed to be held at Brooklyn, New York, but everything going on, nobody wanted a part of it. So President Dana White basically secured a private island for the fight, kind of like next level horror movie ish. Didn't want to give away the location. Finally, put the location out there at some resort. So he rented out the island to for the next 2-3 fights. But now you got one of the co-main eventers dropping out from the fight, Rose Namajunas against Jessica Andrade, and I don't know if any of you guys follow UFC, but
I do.
Khabib had just dropped out of the main event.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
He just dropped out. Yeah, he didn't drop out. He's stuck in Russia for other reasons going on over there. So, it's going to be a kind of a race to find a last minute opponent for Jessica Andrade. The fight is set for next Saturday on the 18th. So, he pulled it off for the main event. Let's see if Dana could pull it off again for the co-main event. But in a way, it still feels like the card is still up in the air. So,
Yeah, and it's a shame though. It's a shame though because Habib had already fought, I think, months ago, and that was in Dubai, wasn't it? That was like in the middle of the day or something like that, like a 2 o'clock fight. Weird, But I watched that, and I was looking forward to him fighting again because he's one of the better grapplers that we have out in UFC. His style is get everybody to the ground, let's grapple, let's go ahead and, win it with that kind of wrestling style that he has. He's not a really big striker. He's more of the guy, the ground game. He wants to get people on the ground and really put him into submission, like he got McGregor. So I was looking forward to seeing what he can do, but unfortunately, I mean, these are things that are out of our control. But it's just been strange, man, especially watching fighting and wrestling. There's no audience. You're watching it, but the audience is everything. The reaction from the crowd, the roar of the fans, and when you're watching this, it's just different. Yes, it's fighting, and it's at a high level. It's just different, and the same thing that goes with the WWE. I don't know if you all watched the WrestleMania, the 2-night event, and I was watching it, and I was just like, it's just different, dude. That's all I got to say. I can't wait for sports to return back to normal.
It's one of those things where you're.
Say for Dana White for Orlando, is it something to where he's saying he's going to he's going to go straight up Shao Kahn and go to an island and have a tournament, technically Mortal Kombat style, but
finish him.
Isn't it something? Yeah, isn't it something to where like Vince McMahon held WrestleMania with no crowd? What's stopping UFC from doing that in the States?
Well, nobody wants a part of it. So they're trying to. Well, now it's taking place in Lemoore, California, but it's at some Indian reservation. So right now the Corona rules, like the shelter in place, none of that applies there. So they kind of made a deal with them over there. A couple of fights have been held. It's going to be the Tachi Palace in Lemoore, California, south of Fresno, from what I've heard. But what makes it kind of eerie and it gets a little weird is like the California State Athletic Commission said they want nothing to do with it. So Dana White's got to kind of go and get his own doctors.
Damn. It's almost like they're non-sanctioned fights then.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of talk about like, well, there's going to be they're going to hold a card like that. Why is USADA even in place? And so there is the card could fall out of place. We'll see what happens, but Dana White's a man. I respect what he's trying to do, but at some point you're just like, let's just let this pass. But
I think he
if it
should.
happens, you bet I'll be watching.
I'll be watching, but I think he needs to kind of pump the brakes there because when you have fighters in the ring, they're in very close proximity to one another, and not only are the fighters you're putting them in danger, but also you're putting in the people that help them, the people in the ring side, their trainers that are out there helping them as the matches are going on, as they go ahead and come to the end of rounds and they go, okay, go to your respective corners. They have to have their cut man, help them with the cuts that they might sustain and get them ready to keep on pushing through the to finish the rounds. But even those people are being put in danger because everybody's in close proximity with one another. So it's just a strange time, man. I can't. I'm gonna watch, but it's hard to get up for it. You got to do some day drinking before you watch these fights without an audience.
Well, not only that, like he already said the pay-per-view price is going to stay at $64.99.
Wow.
Which, if you think about, usually when people gather for like a UFC or boxing fight or even like a WWE event, people usually gather, in large gatherings. Maybe not 10 or more, but sometimes they do. If you're, family like of, 4, 5, 6, or you're just like, 2, 3 people in an apartment or home, likely the chances are you're not going to spend $65 for a fight without inviting friends or family over. Or and that's I just think that sends out a wrong message, because even if people are not following the social distancing and you want to invite some buddies over, family over, come barbecue, drink it up or whatever, you're putting those people at risk too for this fight. And I just think there's a lot go wrong with this message that the UFC is trying to do.
Yeah, it's
Well,
it's tough, man.
I'll tell you what, guys. If Dana White really wants this to go off without a hitch, he needs to involve Ja Rule. Take it to a private island. Get this party started. Let's go Fire Festival on it all. It'll go off amazingly.
Yeah, man. Ja Rule's not gangster rap though, man. Come on now. He grew up in the suburbs.
It doesn't matter. If you're trying to put on a festival, just take Ja Rule's money. Take, give pay-per-view for everybody, because that's really what this sounds like, right?
Maybe we could
It
get
sounds
some
like a big,
rappers. If we can
it
get
sounds like a
some
big
rappers
hoax
to
that's
fight,
being built
if
up.
we can get some celebrities or some rappers to fight in the ring, I'd pay for that, man.
No, you still have to follow the social distancing. But the thing is that it sounds like a hoax where Dana White's just not trying to let his advertising money go, let his sponsorship money go, and just trying to get an event off to have an event off. I understand that you might boost viewership because there's nothing else live and new in the world of sports going on right now. I understand that, to the point that you were making, Orlando, that if he leaves the pay-per-view price the same, he might feel that he can get more households to buy in because nobody can get together for a party. And if people do, if it is a big enough card to still draw people to break the social distancing protocol right now that we're having, so we can get this world on a faster track to get back to normal, what's the point? Like, it's a mess, and that's why I'm saying this just sounds like Fire Festival. It sounds like empty promises, and at the end, is not even going to be the quality that it should be, could be. It's gonna be a pile of poo.
Yeah. I just thought of a bit while we're all doing this, man. Whoever has the worst takes on the first show is gonna get a pie to the face. We'll let the viewers decide who had the worst sports take.
It'll
Oh,
probably be
jeez.
me because I say controversial stuff all the time. So
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. It might be me. It depends on how much day drinking I've done before we have the first
Oh,
show.
God.
Because we will be drinking on the show. Anything can happen.
no, I don't. I don't just
thought we
say
were trying
anything
to
can
get
happen.
listeners, Joe. I thought we were trying to build an audience, not to turn them all off.
Yeah, we're not turning them off, man. Whoever has the worst sports take is gonna get a pie to the face.
Well, as long as it's whipped cream, I wouldn't mind. Because if it's shaving cream, I've had shaving cream applied to my face before. That is not fun. Up your nostrils and in your eyes. Oh Lord.
It might be some Hill Country Fair Cool Whip, but it's still good, bro.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll make something weird happen, dude. We'll do something fun for the first show. You know. So I was just thinking, pie in the face. That's kind of funny. I'll probably say something stupid so I can get it. That way I can spare you all the wrath.
But
I gotta
At
check
least
my
that sounds like
contract.
you hogging a pie there, Joe. I
It's
mean,
just gonna be whipped cream, man. The only one is the one that I'm afraid of is Rudy. If Rudy tries to hit me in the face with the pie, he might like
Oh,
really go for it, dude. Knock me the hell out. Lay me out there on the table, man. You know how those guys
No.
slap each other?
Now I can get behind that. That's that's we can actually start that. That's kind of social distancing, isn't it? You're kind of far away. You can put gloves on and just slap the hell out of each other till someone just falls over.
You won't be able to hear anymore, but hey, it's all for social media, man.
I mean, would either one of y'all take that kind of slap from that guy for like half a mil or even a mil?
I'd do it for a meal, dude.
I mean, you're gonna risk losing your hearing probably.
That's all right, dude. The $1 million is all I need to hear. I just get the stack of money and put it up against my ear. I can hear just
buy
fine.
some implants.
Buy some
Not only
implants.
that, but take in consideration, he's coming close to your temple. So one good shot to your temple, you may not be able to spend that $1 million.
That's all right. I had a long life, bro. It's my time to go. It's my time to go. At least my kids will be safe. You know, they'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that.
Tell them just pour some out for old dad, man. Before you bury me, give me the good whiskey. Don't be burying me with no, cheap stuff, man. Or you give me some El Perrito
Right.
tequila, dude. We ain't family no more.
Hey, with the $1 million, they better give you that top shelf whiskey.
I know, man. Give me some Don Julio or something, dude. For some tequila, Y'all got $1 million. Don't be cheap on me now and give me that El Perrito, dude. I don't want that in the afterlife. It's like,
Jeez.
I'll be like, what did I do to you
Some of
guys?
that brandy.
Hey, man, for real, though, man. If somebody came and gave you a shot of El Perrito, you going to drink that or you going to toss it?
I don't toss liquor out. So
Oh,
Yeah, I was
Rudy,
gonna
man.
say I don't waste any alcohol.
Oh, no, man.
mm-mm.
I say I
Yeah.
refuse to drink that stuff, man, because it goes straight through you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, there
alcohol's
won't be any
alcohol.
of that on the show then. There you go.
Yeah, it ain't no perrito, dude. I don't want no El Perrito on the show. Y'all gonna bring a bottle,
That's
you
for
bring
after.
a good one. You bring a good one. Don't bring that cheap stuff. I'm gonna say you're gonna drink it before you get on air. You're gonna be the entertainment. We might get you to dance on the table or something.
Oh Jesus.
I just.
On that
Oh, well,
note,
we're gonna. Yeah, man. Right on that note.
Hey, there's Wesley. Wesley goes, as soon as I said we're gonna get somebody to dance on the table, Wesley, what's up, dudes? He's ready to throw a stack of cash at somebody, man. You came in at the wrong time, Wesley, man. I gotta call you out, bro.
if you're lost, okay, just listen to the replay.
Yeah, listen to the replay, man. Yeah, we're going off the rails already, but that's what's gonna happen, man, on this kind of show. We all have different personalities, and you think I'm the raunchy one. It's not me, man. You got to worry about.
I promise it won't be anything like years past.
I would welcome that from time to time. It'd be fun, dude. We'll have to
Yeah,
keep
I
it
mean, it would be
PG-13.
fun.
PG-13, Rudy. PG-13,
It's
Rudy.
either that's the line that I don't know how to cross. To stay.
It'd
on.
be
That's
PG-13, Rudy, from the 80s, the late 80s.
probably bad back then too. So.
There we go. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna go ahead and bring this show to an end, but do look forward to talking with you guys some more and bringing you that new show. We're gonna have the unveil of the logo and the name next week on Wednesday again. We'll be here talking. Oh, and look, Tim Rodriguez. He says, "Hey Joe, do you think the NBA will come back? If not, that's ass." This guy's always saying stuff like that. No, but really, I don't think that the NBA is going to be coming back. I mean, you saw Adam Silver recently. He still didn't know what to make of this, and he said they still didn't have enough information to make a proper assessment of which way to go. Time is running out, so at the end of the day, I think he's going to put the safety of the players first. And if that's the case, then he's probably just going to say, we're just going to call it a season. If that's the case, then the Spurs are going to have 27 wins for this 2019-2020 shortened season. That's only 7 games better than that 96-97 season, if I remember correctly. Wasn't that right, Rudy?
Yeah, I think they had 20
total
wins?
20 games, 20 wins that season, and 60 losses, I believe.
Yeah.
So leave it to coronavirus to give us a lottery pick and preserving our playoff streak. There you go.
I wonder where 27 wins, if they cancel the season, where are 27 wins going to get us in the grand scheme of the lottery?
Everything I've seen has it's around 10 and 11. All the mocks right now, assume that the season is done, it's around 10 or 11. But that sounds maybe like a great pickoff point for next Wednesday.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at this: is that this draft is terrible. So any pick from
higher than 5,
2 or 3 down it's best to trade out. And I've had some discussions with a couple of guys, including one of the guys from Project Spurs, who works with the Elijah is Ben, and yeah, it's just a terrible draft, man. We might have to save that for next week.
Yeah, we'll get into it next week. We'll talk about the draft, and maybe we'll have our good buddy Ben Boomstein, or Bornstein as we like to call him, but he's known as the Boomstein over on Twitter. We'll have him join us so we can talk about the NBA draft, things like that coming up. Paul Garcia says, Joe, do you think the COVID is serious? He says he thinks it's BS. No, bro. The COVID is serious, man. Take care of yourself. Social distancing is the way to go. Wear a mask, wear gloves, get your Purell, whatever you got to do, man. Just stay home, bro. Just have it delivered. You don't want to get yourself sick and then have that pass off to some, family members or something. I mean, just stay at home if you can, Wesley Perkins, table dance, table dance, table dance. I think Wesley's got some cabin fever, man.
Yeah.
He's got some drinking.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's in the liquor cabinet.
Maybe he's been doing some day drinking. It wasn't just you last week, Jonas.
Hey, well, I'm ready to start it back up again. So can we wrap this?
Yeah, there we go, man. On that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. We'll talk to you guys later. We'll see you around this time next week. So for Jonas Clark and Rudy Campos and Orlando Torres, I'm Joe Garcia. And like we always say, spread the love. Stop the hate. Be kind. We're out. Peace.